You were doing the intro.
Can do.
Go for it.
Welcome back, everybody. Good morning. It is the Love Island podcast with me, Kieran Elliott.
And I'm Sophie Wall. And today we're going to be reviewing Friday and Sunday nights, which was last night's episode of Love Island, which, to be fair, I mean, has been a crazy ass week.
It is kicking off now. This is the
It
part of Love
is.
Island we like. This is the good television that we want to be
right?
seeing.
Literally. So on Friday was the pictures, the night at the pictures, where they watched loads of clips. And do you know what, right? Before we get into it, I just want to say, Love Island, we asked for drama, but oh my goodness, I did not expect you to do that. Like, what?
In the words of Millie, that was savage.
Yes.
That was ridiculous. Like,
Ridiculously
seeing all that
savage.
stuff, like, oh my days.
I know, right? So there was a few clips shown on Thursday night's episode, and then kind of the aftermath. And the rest of the clips were shown on Friday's episode, which, by the way, I was really excited for. I feel like Love Island this year have got it up to top notch, even though it is frustrating. They do leave it on cliffhangers, which makes you want to watch the next night's episode.
Yeah, the format of that show now is just cliffhanger after cliffhanger.
Oh, I know.
That's just reality TV now.
I know, right? I literally went to a wedding on Friday, and I actually watched the Friday's episode at like 3 a.m. in the morning, having a wedding the next day, just so I didn't miss it. One, so that you guys get a recap, and number two, because I really wanted to watch it. So that's how good the producers are playing it this year, for real. So let's start with kind of Friday's episode and what went down with the kind of night at the cinema.
Yes. So beginning on Friday's episode. Sorry. We were in a villa without Hugo, without Amy,
I know,
without Sam, and then without Clarice. I was shocked that Tyler stayed. To be honest, I thought.
Yeah, me too. But I feel like the reason why they saved Tyler was because of Kaz.
Yeah.
I feel like she had like a major input in it, and I feel like that was why Matt ended things.
Yes.
Because he was like, do you know what? I'm not dealing with this. You've evidently saved Tyler, and you've had the say in saving Tyler, which means that you want to be with him, which is honestly fine. Like, I read that, Matt went around that in the right way. And I feel like the way that Kaz went about it, it's just, I love Kaz, right? Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love Kaz. She's vibe, she's energy, she's beautiful, and she's just the full package. However, I feel like her dealings with the Matthew situation was uncalled for and gone about it in a little bit of a childish way.
Yeah, she was just been mean about it. Like Tyler's done all this stuff to her, and I feel like she was definitely using Matt as just a rebound. Like she got with Matt still off the feelings that she didn't like. Well, it's like she was mad at Tyler, so she got with Matt the same day.
I mean. And for me, it's like after Casa and More, I mean, I should have known, like we all should have known. We all really knew deep down, because when Tyler came back from Casa and More and they had it out, she turned around and she was like, well, I just coupled up with Matt because I knew that you was coming back with someone else. And I was like, Kaz, come on, be a bit more smooth about it, girl. Like, literally, you've just coupled up with a guy and he's sat right next to you with your arm around him, and you turn him around and saying that the only reason that you've coupled up with him is because of Tyler bringing back another girl, and she knew that he was. So I feel like from that moment, kind of a lot of people knew that it weren't really going to go anywhere with Matt. But do you know what? Poor Matt, though, I feel like he dealt with the situation in a very timely and respectful manner. Possibly him turning around and being like, we're done, and walking off wasn't the best way to go about the situation. But sometimes less is more. You can make more of an impact by making a swift exit from a situation by saying a few words and then popping off. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think Kaz was. I think especially when Matt said goodbye to Kaz, I think that's when she knew You saw this that she knew she'd been like an arse.
Yeah.
And she would just, but this just compensated by saying to everyone, like, "Oh, this is what he did to me. It's like, in reality, that's just Matt doing what he should have done in the first place."
And I mean, not to go off on a tangent, but I feel like with Kaz as well, she was saying to her and Tyler about the Clarice situation. Like between them two, she was like, "I'm not an option." However, she was playing with options with Tyler and Matthew. So it's a little bit like one rule for you, another for somebody else. Like, and I feel like what happened to Clarice is what happened to Matt. And I don't know. I just personally, I feel like if I was in that situation, I would have apologized just based off like my way of going about things. Like, you've obviously hurt his feelings. You've obviously led him on in one way or another, and you've obviously used him as a rebound. So I feel like Kaz should have apologized to Matthew for that.
Yeah, and two, she was using Matt so much to make Tyler jealous, and you could see that a lot. And I was sort of like,
even in the kissing challenge, and it was like, oh, I was not gonna stop kissing Matthew before she stopped kissing Clarice, and I just thought
it's just not fair, is it? It's just not fair.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Especially
and I
Matt,
feel
who's
like,
been so nice.
Yeah, like I don't know whether anybody watching has ever been a rebound, but I've not. But I bet it feels awful. Like possibly I have in the past. Actually, I've probably been used. We've all been used as a rebound at one point or not in our lives, whether it's just for you talking to someone, and it doesn't feel nice. And yeah, you just want to be somebody's first option. You want them to come in and choose you for the right reasons. So I definitely feel like Kaz should have gone about that situation and dealt with it a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
So on to the actual night at the pictures now.
So moving on to the movies, Mad Movies.
Oh my gosh, right. When I seen that, right, do you know them ones where you watch it and your toes are literally curling and you literally sat in your seat and it's just so tense? Like, I was watching the videos and I was like, I genuinely cannot believe that they are showing this right now. Like, I was shook. Like, I was actually shook. And I suppose when they watch the episodes, it's no lie, or the watching, it's not something that they've not said. Do you know what I mean? They're going to watch it when they get out. So Love Island have obviously turned around and said, well, if you're going to watch it when you get out, we're not going to be able to see reactions. So we'll just put the best kind of most savage bits in now, which is oh my God.
That's things that they needed to see too. Like, I tell you what, my favorite films, 50 Shades of Fair, that was a good one. Movie Mad Max, that was Liam, weren't it? Movie Mad Max. To be fair,
she's not all that. I was like,
she's not all that. Yeah. Oh, she's not all that. That was
savage.
That was from week one, but that's the one that everyone were like, come on.
We want to know what they.
We want to know what they say about. We want to know what Liberty thinks about that.
I know.
I mean, it's fair though, isn't it? It's fair that Liberty's upset that Jake didn't fancy her at the start.
But this is why you have to be careful about what you say, because it's always recorded. And it's like, even if you don't necessarily are, or you're not necessarily attracted to that person at the very start, this is why it's always nice to be kind with your words and what you're saying. And I feel like Jake said that in an off comment, and now it's coming back and bit him on the bum.
I think Jake is I think Jake's playing the game.
I
don't think he wants to. I'm
glad we agree.
I don't think he wants Liberty. I think he just wants to win, because throughout that entire conversation, every single conversation here with Liberty about whether he thinks he's pretty, he never once complimented her.
No,
he just kept saying, "Oh, you're my girlfriend. You're my girl."
I know.
That means nothing. That means
I literally seen a tweet yesterday, right, that said, "You're my girlfriend" is Jake's like version of "I'm sorry." Like, I'm not being funny or anything, but just because you're her girlfriend, no, you're her boyfriend and you've made her your girlfriend, doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean jack shit.
No.
Like, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get why he couldn't just turn around and be like, you just went around it in such the wrong. Oh, it just cringes me out, because he's had two conversations since, which we seen last night and obviously on Friday night as well during the aftermath. And I just feel like he should have turned around and said, look, I'm really sorry. It was in the first week. I'm more of a personality boy, and at that time I just don't know what I was thinking. I was being really stupid, and I'm so sorry because you're the most beautifulest person I've ever met. You're gorgeous inside and out. I want to rip your clothes off all the time, and finally you're my girlfriend. Like, I do really love you and like you lots. That would be the smoothest way to go. I can even smooth it, and I'm not the smoothest person. How can he just smooth that?
He just didn't say she was. He just didn't want to say she was. And he would have complimented it anyway.
And I just feel like, because Liberty is so lovely, it's just, you just look at Jake and you just think, oh.
Especially Jake saying, oh, you lot are single. And I was like, Liam was probably a week away from not being single, and he was egging him on to do stuff like that. And like,
I know.
No.
I think there's two sides to this, because although like, I feel like Jake was egging the boys on to do that, which is in no means kind of acceptable. I feel like personally the boys made their own decision. So I don't think it's an excuse for the boys to fall back on. However, I completely agree with Faye.
Yeah.
On the terms of on the terms of Jake, that he shouldn't have been egging them boys on to cheat on them girls. And I've got a girlfriend, you should be getting to know everyone. Like, no, like, don't be so pally with all of Liberty's girls and all the people that you live with in the villa if you're just gonna go to Casa Amor and egg them on to cheat, which makes me feel like he's playing a game. I've been saying this since he went into Casa Amor. That's what we've been saying, haven't we? So I feel like with Jake, we'll get onto that in a minute, but I'm glad that kind of people are starting to see now.
Yeah.
You know, and he knows now as well.
Yeah, because it's all fine and good. You know, the boys have their own decisions, yes, but him egging them on, it just sort of indicates.
Yeah.
I think they were probably going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But the fact that he said something.
Yeah, it's snaky. It's like you'd rather them make their own decision and then you not be blamed for it. And I feel like that thing in Casa Amor of Jake sat on the bed egging the boys on to do was a fraction of how many times and occasions Jake was egging the boys on to go and cheat on the girls or to go and get to know other girls. And I feel like when they all get out, they're going to be like fuming, because when they watch the actual full couple of episodes of Casa Amor, it happens on a lot of occasions. And I just think they're going to be, Faye will be absolutely blood boiling. So yeah, that's the Jake and Liberty situation. And yeah, I just feel like Jake's a little bit gameplay. I feel like he's the most blatant game player this year.
It seems obvious now. It seems obvious that he just wants the 50k.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Faye's rage at Teddy, shall we? This is the juicy one. So Faye got very angry at Teddy because he didn't tell her that he had a sexual attraction to Clarice in Casa Amor, which I think is a bit. I mean, I don't think the reaction was warranted, like that much reaction. But there was a reaction that was needed, but not by that much.
I feel like there's two types of people in the world, and there's reactive and there's like reactive on a turbo level, and then reactive on a calm level. And I feel like Faye saw red, and rightly so, to a certain degree, because she's been pally with Clarice in the villa, and he's come back. And I think the situation with her being coupled up with, was it Sam? Yeah, her being coupled up with Sam was a little bit like, well, I'm coupled up with Sam. You come back with my Teddy. I feel really, really bad. And you've been completely loyal to me in Casa Amor. Whereas that wasn't the case. And I feel like Faye spent days beating herself up over the situation that Teddy had been so loyal to her, and then it weren't the case.
No, it wasn't 100%
Not necessarily.
the case.
It wasn't 100% the case. He was sleeping on the daybed, but he had obviously had conversations where he'd shown his attraction towards Clarice. However, the reaction that she gave was completely over the top.
Yeah, that was too. To say that, like we were saying before we started this, like Liam didn't get that much of a reaction.
No.
And he did way worse.
Yeah, way worse. Like,
all he did was kiss someone in a dare.
Yeah.
And then said he had sexual attraction to Clarice. But like,
Yeah.
I think she was way too up the top, which is why I think a lot of people on Twitter think it's on the lines of domestic abuse and all this stuff. But I don't think it's that serious.
Yeah, I feel like it's finding the right balance between where you go with this, because I feel like domestic abuse, being honest, is a little bit too far. Like, it's not any different from being shouted at by a teacher for, I don't know, fighting with someone in the playground.
Yeah.
However, I do not feel like it was needed and it was necessary whatsoever. And I feel very, very sorry for Teddy and the way that she made him feel, because it's not just, let's just have a conversation on the roof terrace and have it out. It was in front of everybody, and she was going round and she was speaking to everybody, and she made everybody like part of their problem, and it draws attention to them. And I just feel like she was literally a volcano that burst. And I'm just annoyed at Faye. I really am. I'm frustrated and disappointed in her for the fact that she should have dealt with that situation in the right way. And I feel like all she has is excuses. So she's turned around to Teddy and said, don't you go sick at me for my action. No, for my reaction based on your actions. However, if I was to do something wrong and you was to then like go like sick at me for it in any terms, and you was to overreact, then of course you deserve some bull for the back of that. Do you know what I mean? She overreacted.
It was too much. But the thing is that this is the thing. But before that, I feel like she was looking for something to do that over. Because like you saw where she was seeing the clips and where she was doing this, she was like smiling. I was like, yes, finally something that some dirt I can put on Teddy finally. Because she always kept saying, oh, you think you're only missing nice guy and all this lot. But I mean, he technically is. He's not that bad. He wasn't that bad enough to get that reaction. Because at the end of the day, like, it's at the end of the day, I think she was just looking for a way to, just be mad at him. Because like, I think she felt bad about the Sam situation, about how Sam literally went home that day, and then she was on about like she wanted to be his girlfriend. She was like worried about being his girlfriend and everything like that. I think it was all that just came into one, and that's when now she burst.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like she chose the Teddy clip because the one about her came out.
Yeah.
With Sam. And I feel like she was trying to, like you said, kind of make him seem as bad as she were. So she kind of had some ammunition on him.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I forgot about the clip that Faye shown. And although she was honest about it, she didn't disclose all of the situations. So she didn't tell him that she'd spooned him in bed and stuff like that. So it's like, it's tit for tat, and Teddy didn't act that way. And it's like, this is the way that you should be acting about this situation. It should have been a conversation like Liberty and Jake had, where it's like, right, okay, how do we deal with this situation? Where are we going from here? But she just blew off. And I feel like sometimes that can push somebody away, but evidently not Teddy, because last night we seen them have a conversation, and I just feel so sorry for him.
I do feel sorry for him because he really does like her.
Really, really, really likes.
He really does like her, and it's a case of she doesn't want to be with him because she's scared of all that stuff again.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she's definitely, you could tell she's been hurt in the past.
Yeah.
And that's why all this trauma's come up for her now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a case of, even when she said last night that we'd if this were on the outside, it'd work. I was like, what? It's like, so why are you saying that to Teddy now? You're basically saying to wait for you till you get outside.
Yeah.
I think that situation now, I think they should just move on.
Yeah, I do. And do you know what? I really did like Teddy and Faye as a couple, but I think definitely that situation that went on with where she did blow off on him, I just feel like they just don't work. They just don't work. And do you know what? I would go as far as to say that, Faye doesn't deserve Teddy.
She's not ready. She's not ready for a relationship.
She's not ready.
She's too.
And right now, she doesn't deserve him. Like, she doesn't need like she needs to be ready for a relationship and be able to kind of book her ideas up in a way and be able to stay calm in situations and learn how to go about situations before her and Teddy could work, if that makes sense. I think with Teddy and Faye, though, they were going to be one of the favorite couples to win before that happened. And I genuinely feel like Faye and Teddy, or Faye and whoever she's been with this year, have been the most tested people in the entire villa. And that's because the producers have a job to create entertainment for other people. And even the situation with the postcard where they were kissing in the Truth or Dare challenge, you know, Teddy had been sleeping on the daybed, but they sent over a postcard. And that was so that they get a reaction out of Faye for viewing entertainment because they know that Faye is a fiery person. So even with the cinema night, I knew before it even came on that they were going to show a clip of Teddy and it was going to be a pretty bad one, because what they want to do is show Faye going off because it brings kind of excitement to the villa. So I think that it's crazy.
I think it's the producers have definitely got a part to play in this whole fiasco sort of situation.
No questions asked.
So let's move on to last night and tonight, because we are running out of time.
We are.
But so what was the Vibe? Was it the Vibe Club?
Yeah.
The Vibe Club. We have a potential leaving tomorrow. We
do.
Where we got 3 boys, 3 girls, and how many of them are leaving? Is it?
How many are leaving? 2. 2 are leaving.
2 are leaving, and it's decided by the people in the villa. So it is Tyler, Dale, and who else? Who's the third? Jake. Yeah. Tyler, Dale, and Jake, and we've got Mary.
They left it on a cliffhanger, but we know who's going to leave tonight. It's going to be Mary and what's he called?
Dale.
Mary and Dale are going to leave tonight, and we know that
it's not going to be Tyler. Yeah. We don't think it's going to be Tyler.
Okay, I just want to run through these comments really quick because we've missed them because we've not had the laptop here today. Stephanie said, "Hi guys, hey."
Hi.
Tawana said it was the best way. I think that was about the Kaz situation. She said Kaz deserved it. Stephanie said Faye was just waiting for an excuse to dump Teddy. His movie wasn't even that bad. That is so true.
That is true, yeah.
She has been looking for an excuse to kind of...
We said this, yeah. She's just looking for an excuse to dump him.
Exactly. Top 10 Wrestling said, Jake, stop saying you're my girlfriend challenge. Trust me. He's a game player, but him being bottom 3 is showing he ain't winning the series, so hopefully he's humbled. I love the fact that they've done this because I feel like Kaz has been humbled and Jake has been humbled because they feel like they're untouchable from so many weeks of being in the top. It kind of wakes them up and they're like, okay, what am I doing wrong? So they start to overthink things. He said the Faye and Teddy stuff wasn't even entertaining drama, just uncomfortable viewing, to be honest. I agree. I feel like to a certain extent, it was like, wow, I can't believe this is going off. But in the same sense, it was really uncomfortable to watch in the sense that it wasn't fair on Teddy. It was the same with him coming back from Kaz and Matt. Like, I felt anxiety in my chest for him. I felt like sending him a postcard that basically said, you know, we love you, Teddy. You don't deserve this. Stephanie said, Teddy did nothing wrong. You have to judge an intention, not just a 2-second discussion with Clarice. That is very true.
That is very true.
And as well, he's there to find love. Do you know what I mean? So he said he finds her attractive. She said he finds her attractive. So what? He had no intention to do nothing anyway. I completely agree. And Top 10 Wrestling said Faye and Teddy would have won the series if this had never happened and it had continued. Absolutely. That is the one.
Facts.
So I'm excited for tonight's episode. We will be here tomorrow to review tonight's episode. We know who's going anyway. Let's make our predictions. I predict that Mary and Dale are going.
I agree. I fully agree. Mary and Dale.
And if they don't, we've got a forfeit tomorrow. So it's better for your viewing.
Yeah, more pain, more gain for you.
Yeah, just me.
Yes, so if you want an outro, and I will end the
you will indeed. So thank you so much for watching the Love Island recap. We will catch you tomorrow at the same place, similar time. I will definitely put it on my story so you guys can see. Make sure you tune into Pie Radio now, 12 till 2, as Keiron will be playing afternoon tunes. Go home for 2 hours, come back at 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. where I'll be doing Monday drive time. We'll catch you tomorrow and I'll see you later.